What's up, Starcraft fans? Last time we did Nova's heavy siege tanks. Today we'll do Stukov's Infested Siege Tanks, but before that I want to clarify a few comments that some of you guys made last week. I feel that I should let you guys know that you're wrong. Anyway, so there was a comment here that says, several times your nuke was used preemptively in a situation that wouldn't have been dangerous at all and only served to let you kill the train faster. You see, it's important to actually kill the train faster on the waves I used it, specifically the double waves, because killing the first train faster will allow me to move toward the second train without endangering my tanks or letting the train slip too fast and missing the attack wave that arrives afterwards, and also the bonus train. So it was actually important that I kill the trains faster and move down the second one. That's why I had to use the nukes when I did, except the first nuke, which was basically a nuke that I could use and have it available next time. There was another comment that says, the advantage of range is lost in most of the fights, and poor use of spider mines and siege unsiege all the time. The outcome would have been like the same if you just sat sieged in the middle of the two rails. That is also not true. The reason I sat on the rails rather than between the rails is because I put the spider mines on the rails themselves, not to tank any waves. The logic here is that these siege tanks by themselves do not have enough firepower to burst down the trains. I tried this, it doesn't work. If you have liberators, the liberators will do most of the work against the trains. The banshees also will do most of the work with the trains. Tanks on their own, not enough. If I were doing like a general Nova video where the point was just to kill the trains using Nova units, it's fine, because I can supplement my force with banshees, liberators, ghosts, what have you. Even marauders will work. But siege tanks on their own, again, not enough to kill the trains, which is why I had to use the spider mines, just to provide enough firepower to burst down the first train and move down to the second train and kill that as well. Never bother to group his tanks in a separated hotkey. His tanks always the same hotkey with his A move unit groups, and most of the time he forgets to put them in the siege mode. That is flat out not true. Everything about that is just not true. Go back to the 7 minutes, go back to the 7-minute mark of the video, you can see that I already have a siege tank group in group 4. And it continues until the very end of the video. His tanks always the same hotkey with, no, it's not true. Most of the time he forgets, no, it's not true. Literally the previous guy said that I constantly siege and unsiege. This guy didn't even watch the video, or he's intentionally saying untrue things in hopes of, I don't know, getting people to, I don't know. I have no idea what that comment is for. You kinda need to lay mines prior to enemy waves coming to maximize the mine account. Again, if you're playing with an ally, or if you're playing with Nova other units, like Liberators, again, Banshees, Marauders, you can do that. The enemy waves will die to the spider mines, but that's not the main concern. The main concern I have is that the siege tanks by themselves will not have enough firepower to destroy the trains. You need the siege tanks with spider mines. That's why, again, I put the spider mines on the rails. They will fight the trains, because the siege tanks are great against waves, but single target damage, you need the spider mines. End of story. Anyway, we'll once again be on Oblivion Express. I'll once again use the Magura map because I don't want to keep rerolling for a specific composition. We'll go with Frightful Flesh Welder so I can get enough ammunition for my siege tanks. I'll use Infest Structure Cooldown because I literally don't have the Infested Colonist compound. I might as well have it for something. Apocalypse Cooldown, it's just something I prefer. I use Alexander if I want to, but I like having that big dude in front of my siege. Also, Mech Attack Speed, pretty much a no-brainer. Speaking of which, there was another comment last week saying that how come for Swan I used a static defense, but for Nova I didn't. Simple reason is Swan's static defense can hold their own. They literally have upgrades and free repair, so why would I not use them? They can hold their own against the trickle of enemy forces, and Nova's static defense will not. They will eventually send Mutalisks. They will eventually send aberrations, which just overwhelm the static defense that Nova has. Also, I was saving the minerals. Look, watch the Nova video again. Go to the very end of the game. You can see I was I used up all my minerals just to be able to get enough spider mines to destroy the last train. It was calculated. Anyway, let's get into this. Thank you to Endarth, Mukdovus, and Shadow Archon who are supporting me in the Pulse Cannon tier. And thank you to all my supporters on Patreon. So again, we'll be on the Magura map, as I mentioned before, because I don't want to keep re-rolling for one composition. We'll go Roach Zerg. Alright. Again, guys, just to clarify, I was soloing with Nova tanks. That is why the tactics that you guys would use in regular Brutal with an ally, with other units, will work, but for me, will not work. That's just that. Anyway, I'll get Overlord.
Now, I'm thinking you'd like to see those trains.
Get Overlord here. Also, yeah, that also accounts for why the games with Nova seem more sloppy, or messy, and the ones with Raider and Swan, because Swan and Raider can just afford to get a lot more tanks. You can have tanks in position here, and still have some chase the trains. That is not a luxury that Nova siege tanks have. So that's just unfortunate, but it's a fact of life. I'll start spreading creep with this Overlord. Okay, I'll probably get this one. This one seems easier to get. Yeah. Alright, start this thing here. Okay. I'll keep that thing there. I will, I think I can start a factory right away. That seems like a thing I can do.
More Vespene required.
Okay.
Not enough
That.
Vespene.
Cool. I think I should start second gas. So I can actually get enough gas for my tanks. Yeah, start the second refinery. Now I will get an Overlord. Go. Send that one down here. For vision also. There was one comment that I think could actually have been helpful. There was one guy who told me that if I had vision on this area, that would actually allow me to lift my tanks and get in position here to intercept the waves, instead of attacking them from the sides where the enemies already have surface area from their concave. That is actually a good feedback. 1 out of like a dozen or so. Yeah. Anyway, focus down this rock. Okay, you want to focus down this rock so that it will go down right away. Okay. I'll get this upgrade for the siege tanks.
We require more
Like this. Here comes the first wave. Okay, I'll use this again. Just destroy those rocks. Those pesky rocks. I'll get the armory next.
We need more minerals.
Down here so I can get the next upgrade for the siege tanks.
We require
Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, that's a loss already. Alright. I wanted to save the Apocalypse for a later wave, but turns out that is not a thing I can do.
not enough minerals.
Alright.
Got eyes on your objective. Blow up that train before.
I think I might have bought enough time though.
It will not escape so easily.
Okay. I distract that.
Our forces have met the enemy.
Use this again. Destroy the other rock.
More
Okay. We'll get this upgrade for the siege tanks. Also, I learned recently that the ammunition of infested siege tanks, the volatile infested, actually get their damage upgrades from the engineering bay. That bit is actually interesting.
additional overlords.
Okay. Let me get this thing here.
The Alexander is prepared for launch.
Okay.
Ignite your blades, my
Actually, it's not
warriors.
even close.
The enemy
Yeah.
comes for our base.
The Overlord. Armor upgrade. More siege tanks.
Require additional.
Okay, destroy that. Use this.
I command the Alexander.
Okay.
More overlords. overlords required.
Stall there.
I hear you.
Okay, chase. Gotta chase now.
No need for them.
Okay,
I hear you. Keep your mind clear.
go, go, go. Just keep chasing.
Evolution completed.
Okay.
Our keep your
Oh, wow.
mind. There's no need. Keep your
Okay.
speak
And
free.
these guys here. I will use the You guys, attack! Come on!
Is escaping. The hive cluster is under attack.
And here.
Seems my structure
Our
requires.
forces
Wow, these guys derp around so much.
combat.
These guys actually derp around so much. There we go.
A main objective has been destroyed.
They picked the wrong.
Alright, get this upgrade.
Looks like they've got another shipment leaving the station.
Alright,
Cause some
lift up.
delays.
Go here.
An apocalypse is ready
Alright,
for spawn.
lift up. Get the lab. Alright. Siege up. Okay. Get more tanks. I think I might need a third factory soon. The number of tanks I'm getting. Okay. Add less CV here. Gotta go back to work.
Our forces are under evolution.
Okay.
This one I am proud of.
That. Armor upgrade. Going? Okay. Okay, now that I have an engineering bay, I will start some turrets here. Yeah, a couple of turrets would be great to have against the infested, or the infested, the Zerg.
Objective destroyed.
Okay?
It reminds me of duck hunting back on Earth.
More tanks. Also get more tanks from the other one. Okay. Alright. Siege up. We're gonna want another overlord here for vision. Lift up. Okay.
Enemy forces are moving toward our base.
Overlord here. Okay. These guys can just sit over here. I'll get these two.
Our forces have
Yeah.
the enemy in
By the way, guys, as I did with Nova Siege Tanks, I will count the spider mines, or rather, as I did with Nova Siege Tanks spider mines, I will count the volatile infested kills because it's the only way that makes sense for Stukov, because that's literally his ammunition. It would be unfair to Stukov if we didn't count the volatile infested. Okay. Few more overlords.
You got a train to catch, commanders. Don't want to miss it, do
Okay.
you?
Come on. I like to draw some of these guys.
Station.
I use those dual links for vision. Yeah, just that's insanity. You can actually feel the range of the tanks. Eh? That's bonkers, dude. Alright, might as well use this thing. Alright,
A main objective has been destroyed.
there are gonna be some
Escape was never an option for them.
enemies here. I will intercept this.
Trains on that bottom track are faster than the others. You can try
Okay.
and stop them, but you gotta be quick.
Hey,
Not enough minerals.
enough minerals? Okay. A couple more
My
CVs.
apocalypse is ready.
Okay. Sit over here. I probably don't need this. Ah, I can get that CV to repair. Eh? Wait, what? Attack by what? I'd like to know. Anyway. Oh, I got some enemies here. Ooh. No enemies. Bye bye enemies.
I believe the
Okay.
enemy
Wishes to test our defenses. Okay. Let's SCV back.
The hive cluster. Our forces have met the enemy.
No enemies.
Very clever.
Okay. Siege up there. Unsiege, then siege. We're gonna max out soon, guys.
Not enough
We're actually gonna
minerals.
max out
Our
soon.
forces
The only question, I guess, is whether we'll actually max out for the
Our forces have met
for the
Got a pair of trains, one from each station.
we'll still before we stop taking losses or after.
are under attack.
These might be our last few losses though. We might have had our only losses at the beginning of the game.
Our forces have
Okay.
met the enemy
Gotta pay
in
attention
combat.
so that we don't lose additional tanks. After all, survivability is literally a part of the measurement.
Our
Do I even need to use my top bars at this point?
combat.
They do to find out, I guess. Bailings are so good, guys. These are so incredibly good.
Looks like we're making good progress.
Okay, we gotta.
We've knocked over roughly half the ship.
My goodness. The only units I'm losing at this point are SCVs. Right?
We need more minerals.
Okay. My goodness. This is actually insane.
Objective destroyed.
We are victorious.
Okay, level 3, I guess.
Fire more minerals.
Man! I just sit here then.
Our forces are under attack.
I guess get some turrets. We're maxed out, guys.
Have met the enemy in combat.
This is game. Guess get level 3 armor or something. Okay.
The enemy
A
has
stake in an interest
in our
base. Get this thing in front.
Our forces are under attack.
Nice fungal.
The hive cluster is under attack.
This thing is actually bonkers.
Enemy in combat.
Like, what is the enemy's counterplay here? Nothing. Die. That is their counterplay. Die. My goodness.
Our forces
These tanks are
in
insane.
combat.
Where my overlords at?
They've loaded up another train.
Another one
Make
here.
sure that cargo doesn't get delivered.
Okay. Move some tanks
Must
down
place
here.
that on creep.
Okay. I think I don't even need to use my top bars anymore, guys. Guess I'll make some more turrets, but ew.
The hive cluster is
Oh,
under
man.
attack.
Am I even gonna lose any more things at this point, aside from the
Our
volatile
forces
infested?
have met the enemy in combat.
My goodness.
Our
Might as well get
forces
this.
are under attack.
Sheesh.
The hive cluster Our forces are under attack.
I pushed under attack, by what? By what, dare I ask? Man, Stukov's tanks are insane! Got some upgrades, I guess, but
The main objective has been
Man.
destroyed.
There was never a doubt.
there was never a Dow.
Our forces have met the enemy in combat.
Okay. Don't listen to hearsay, guys.
Forces
There's
are
never a
under
Dow.
attack.
Hey. I think we just sit back here, guys.
Complete.
I think we kind of just sit back now and wait for the game to end. Kinda. Is literally what is the enemy's option here? Oh yeah, there's gonna be another attack wave, right?
We have an enemy attack.
Good attack wave over here.
Completed.
Okay.
The
Use these tanks up here.
forces are under attack. The hive cluster
Yeah.
is under attack.
Uh oh. Back. Literally, what is Amon's option here?
Evolution.
He can't even get close. He can't actually even get close. Okay. All right. Move these tanks up here.
Our forces have met the enemy in combat.
This is cathartic. Poor Amon. Poor Amon, actually.
Unacceptable command.
Here, give that missile turret something to do. My goodness.
Our
My goodness.
Contract offers a big bonus
What's the
for hitting
tank?
the trains on the
Guess I
third
lost another
rail,
SCV or
but
something.
Don't do it for me. Do it for the good of the sector.
Main objective.
This is
destroyed.
ridiculous.
Killing a fleeing adversary. How for me?
This is actually ridiculous. What is the enemy supposed to do here? Die, that's what.
Our forces are under attack.
The game started out rough, but man, I don't think there's any competition for Stukov siege tanks at this point. Look at how fast I'm bringing these things down.
Bonus objective complete.
Dudes. What is the enemy supposed to do against this thing?
Prepare for battle.
Enemy in combat.
Alright. Come on, enemies.
Evolution.
Waiting.
The hive cluster is under attack.
Hey. Kite. 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 Kite.
Our forces have met the enemy in combat.
Look at that! I guess we now start a big concave to finish off the last ones. Where's my overlord? We can even probably start shooting at this high ground or
They're
something.
running out of hardware to ship. Almost got them, commanders.
The hive cluster is under attack. Our forces are under attack.
Look at this! Overlord, go over here. Go over here. Some of the tanks can start shelling away at these enemies. Tanks are just waiting, man. These tanks are just waiting for their victims.
The hive
The unfortunate
cluster-
victims.
Our forces have met the enemy.
I lost an overlord. Feels bad, man. Man! Look at the splash! Look at this! What is the enemy supposed to do against this thing?
Our forces
I didn't even get full upgrades. Like, who needs upgrades?
Be ready.
Here,
Some impressive work, commanders.
some more stuff.
You ever want to get into the merc business? Give me a call.
Come on, enemies.
We make a good team, huh?
Look at this! Look at this Volton Infested spinning around. The top left, top left. Volton Infested spinning around. Look at that! That's so funny. Alright, let's see the score screen. 70.3% Volton Infested, 23.7% Siege Tank. Yep, I feel like I have an idea of how this is gonna go. So, damage wise, that is 30.3%, or 70.3%. Add 23.7%. 94%. Look at this. It's like a whole tier above all the other tanks. This is actually insane. I think we already got a winner, guys. Unless Acturus really surprises us. Train damage 134,049. 134,049. Not quite as much overkill as Swan or Rainer, but yeah. Also bonus, definitely 100%. It's not even a thing. It's not even a thing. Alright, we did lose one tank. Let's see if we lost any others. Yeah, one tank lost. Come back here. So that's 54 made, 53 survived. 98%. Same as Swan. Although I think some of you guys were saying that Swan had one other lost siege tank, I think it balances out. I think he's not gonna beat Stukov anyway. I don't think the result's gonna make much of a difference, guys. Damage wise, 83%. Add the 7% of the siege tanks themselves. That's gonna give us 90%. So it's not quite there yet. Actually, oh, it is there. It is there. I just botched the formula. There we go. So in order for Stukov's siege tank, Infested Siege Tank, to beat out Swan's siege tank, has to get 40%. Swan is up by 0.4 over Stukov's Infested Siege Tank. Stukov needs your help. He only needs 40% vote on the poll that will go live tomorrow to beat Swan's Siege Tank for the crown. And we have one left, the Shock Division from Arcturus Mensk. Now, the Nova video should give you a preview of what's going to happen here. The problem with Nova's Siege Tank is that the charges take too long, and I couldn't get enough of them in time. The problem with Shock Division is that they cost so much gas. But we'll see. With Principal Proletariat, with the Principal Proletariat prestige, it might be possible. The Royal Guard Vespine gas cost reduced by 25%, and XP gain rate increased by 10%. There might be a chance for Arcturus to catch up here. We'll see. Alright guys, again, Stukov needs your vote. He only needs 40% like to dislike ratio to edge out Swan's Siege Tanks as the best, and prove once and for all that even Zerg has the best Terran units. In before balanced comments below. Alright guys, I'll see you next time.